My husband is cheating on me with my best friend.
Are you cheating on me?
I'm not really sure where to start, so I guess I'll just start. My husband and I have been dating since I was 19 and he was 22. We've been married for 6 years now. We have 2 kids and I'm 6 months pregnant with our third.
I have a really bad feeling about this.
2 years ago, I found out my dad has stage 3 colon cancer. My dad is my only parent as my mom passed away when I was 12. He's my favorite human and life without him doesn't seem as colorful. His laugh is contagious and he gives these big bear hugs that seem to make all of your broken pieces feel like they're perfectly in place again. Oh, my heart. My poor heart. Stop it. I feel it melting. Don't do that again. Whenever I've had a hard day, he doesn't poke around and prod and just lets me vent and listens. About 5 months ago, we discovered all the treatments aren't working for him. An indirect quote of the doctor, he said, months, not years. Ugh, what did I tell you? I said, don't melting my heart. Since then, he's gotten progressively worse and is now losing memory. He looked at the dog he got me on his 21st birthday and said, wow, that's a nice dog. Where'd you get it? My husband has been my absolute rock. He's been there for me, holding my hand and helping me through this. He's been so loving and attentive to both my kids and I. Don't get me wrong, I'm a mother first always. I don't allow myself to wallow. My kids are still loved, cared for, played with, and I haven't let my load slack around the house. Once my dad got his updated prognosis, my husband encouraged me to quit my job. About a month later, we discovered we were pregnant again, and I still hadn't let go of my job. I kept holding out for some reason. After finding out I was pregnant again, he assured me it was still okay to quit my job, that honestly it would save us a small fortune on daycare costs anyway. So I did. I quit my job. My best friend and I have been friends since diapers. Her family is like my family and vice versa. My mom and her mom grew up together. We've always been solid, and right after my dad's appointment when we found out he had so little time left, I drove straight to her house and she held me while I cried for hours. Please. I know you're going, or you said you're going, but this is just like so brutal.
Wow. That is brutal.
If there are soulmates in a friend form, she was mine. Thick as thieves is what my mom used to say. A little too thick. What, do you share everything, including husbands? This morning, as I wake up with my 3-year-old, he's sick. My husband's work alarm was going off. He has a few sets, so I just turned that one off and gently woke him up. He said he was late working, so he took the morning off, rolled over, and went back to sleep. As I went to turn off the remainder of his alarms, I saw a text from my friend on his lock screen that said,
I'm assuming, since there hasn't been any angry pregnant lady on my doorstep, you haven't told her about us yet.
Angry pregnant lady. Time froze in that moment. I took his phone and walked away and just read their conversations. Not him going pleasantly back to sleep as if there's nothing wrong. How do you sleep through that? How do you sleep at night? Seemingly so comfortably after what you're doing to this poor woman. I ask you that.
Really great.
For months, this man has been having relations with my best friend. 4 months, these people have been lying to my face. And I know what you're gonna say, you should have seen the warning signs. But I've been clutching this phone in my hand for 2 hours and nothing. He's been so loving and attentive to me, but he always has been. So kind and gentle. There has been no late night work nights except for once in a blue moon, and there's been no lingering touches between them or even glances. They act as if they have since the day I first introduced them. How sick is it that she calls him her brother, but she has relations with him? Oh man. I know it's easy when you look at a situation like this and you're like, there were red flags. And it's like, a lot of the time there really isn't.
When I closed my eyes, I couldn't see anything.
A lot of the time it's almost like they overcompensate that they're doing bad things with good things. And it throws you off the scent. And I'm not saying that that's a sign, because a lot of the time it isn't. A lot of the time it's just like them being really, really nice. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Hindsight is 2020. I know what I have to do now, but I don't want to. I'm about to lose my family and my support system in one blow. I'll confront him tomorrow. Today, I just need this last 24 hours of peace. As for her, I won't give her the satisfaction of a response. I don't care why she did it, and it's done.
Yeah, damn right!
I was always the friend who cleaned up her messes. After today, I will cut her out of my life Like she never mattered at all. This has to be the hardest storm I'll ever weather, but damn it, I know I'll sail through it. If not for me, for my children.
Get it, girl.
This is not over yet, besties. This is not over. We got a long one today, friends. Buckle in.
It's not over yet.
For my typing's sake, I'm gonna give everyone fake names. So for more context, mother-in-law and father-in-law are Ruth and Joe. Ex-BFF's parents are Angie and Bob. Ex-BFF is Jess. STBX is Tyler. Ex-BFF's brother is Jake. And I'll just refer to my dad as Dad. I have a few things I want to get through, so I'll just summarize as best I can. To get this out of the way, because to me it feels important, yesterday I scheduled a same-day appointment with my OBGYN and got tested for just about every STD and STI out there. I got the results back for most, and they were all negative. There's a few that take up to 2 weeks to get the results back, so I'll be waiting. When I met with my lawyer, I brought everything on my end financially wise, including the wills from both my dad and my mom, and I managed to get my hands on his financial documents. He stores his and his office in a locked box. Ooh, you're moving in the shadows, bestie. You're gathering all the receipts like a squirrel gathers nuts for winter. I'm picturing you as a squirrel with a nice big walnut. I also brought over everything we had set up financially for my children. While I'm not totally sure if it's everything, I am pretty confident I got most of it. My lawyer was happy I managed to get my hands on that much. Ruth even handed over her will to me from both her and Bob to ensure I was taken care of in the divorce. Mother-in-law and father-in-law. Okay. I appreciate the legend. My lawyer understands I'm wanting a divorce immediately. However, she wants to make sure she's thorough and isn't missing any key info. So hopefully I'll have actual divorce papers to give to him in about 30 days. I'm not rushing her though. I'm letting the professional do her job. Now for the sit down.
Let's get ready to rumble!
I asked Angie and Ruth to describe everything in detail on what happened. Angie, the revenge seeker that she is, forced them to sit down through a slideshow she put together of all the texts. I love that everybody has your back. I'm living for this.
Living.
I know a lot of you were concerned about one of them telling sooner than later, but they were so secretive, they didn't even tell their significant others about what was happening. Once the slideshow ended, Tyler tried lunging for Jess, and Joe actually had to force him to sit down. Oh, okay, aggressive.
You're too aggressive.
Tyler was shouting profanities at Jess and telling her she will regret this. Jess started crying and begged her parents for forgiveness. Bob looked at his daughter in the eye and told her he will never forgive her for this. Blood or not, she is no daughter of his. He didn't raise his daughter to be this person. Jess was always a daddy's girl, so I think that cut her pretty deep.
Ouch!
Jess is in the middle of a divorce herself. Oh. And her parents were giving her money for her lawyer, and they told her she's cut off from them both financially and physically. Tyler's dad was irate. According to Ruth, he looked like he was holding back on throttling him. From there, Tyler went straight home. I know because we have a Ring doorbell camera along with a few cameras in the house for our kids to keep an eye on them when we aren't right next to them. Tyler came home and saw most of mine and the kids' stuff was gone, and he lost it. He started yelling and throwing things. But if this isn't the consequences of your actions. The house is now trashed with a few holes in the walls for decoration. When he didn't find us there, he went to my dad's. While I did spend most of the day there, he was at work packing and moving things into my dad's house. We were already at his cabin. Tyler took a baseball bat to my dad's door, trying and failing to break it down. My dad's neighbor actually called the cops on him and he was arrested. His parents refused to bail him out. I have an appointment with a therapist today. I've had one for a year now since I was struggling with my dad, and it felt good to just cry it out and let everything out about how I was feeling. It was very helpful, and she gave me a few tools to work through my emotions with this one. I felt very grounded and empowered leaving my session today. I'm also planning on setting up my children with a therapist when we're back from the cabin to figure out the best way to deal with telling them. I know people said I shouldn't, but I will be telling them, just in an age-appropriate way.
Cheetah! Coach, come on! Cheetah!
I think it'll go something like this.
Mommy and Daddy are not going to be together anymore because Daddy...
I'll let him tell you that. I don't want there to be secrets and lies between us. Tyler sounds like the kind of guy that would twist the truth to benefit him, make, your kids kind of like take a side. It's important that they know, I think. I've always been as open and honest as I can with them. Again, in the most kid-appropriate way. Just because they're small humans, they're still humans and deserve the truth. I've had a handful of comments telling me I should stay and every man cheats.
Ew.
Okay, don't project. Just because you'll stay because your man will cheat does not mean we all will, okay? My parents were married for 20 years, and after my mom passed, my dad never moved on. I watched my dad love my mom for 12 of those years and cherish her. I will not accept anything less than that kind of love. See, this is the thing. When your model for love is usually based on your parents, right? If you are used to seeing infidelity when you grow up, that's kind of what you assume it's always like. It's not always like that, FYI. He never cheated, nor did she. While I'm not sure when I'll be ready to move on, falling in love is the absolute last thing on my mind at the moment. I refuse to let Tyler win and destroy love for me completely. I will move on from this. That's what I like to hear. Jess started blowing up my phone, demanding I fix the situation, and immediately blamed me. Fix the situation. Doesn't really sound like this is your problem or your problem to fix. My lawyer told me to not block texts just in case they spill out additional info I was missing. Oh yes, very good advice. And I know it sucks to hear because it's like so easy to block, but like that is ammo.
Hasta la vista, baby.
That we could be using to move in the shadows with, guys. She was playing the poor me card very hard. The thing is though, I never influenced Angie and Bob to cut contact with their daughter. They made that choice on their own. She actually started blaming me for stealing the love of her life. I introduced them when Tyler and I started dating, so not sure where that came from. Boo. Weird. And she said that Tyler was only with me for the kids. Honestly, I knew she was just trying to hurt me at that point. Yeah, I mean, and it's probably something that he said to her, and Tyler probably never planned on leaving you. I didn't give her the satisfaction of responding though. Between her and Tyler, I have about 200 missed calls. Tyler went from begging and pleading me to forgive him. Like I said, I don't have the divorce papers to hand him, so he's stuck in this unknown gray area. I also asked Angie and Ruth to not say anything about the divorce yet to him. Purely just for my satisfaction, honestly. I know it's slightly petty, but keeping him in that gray area of not knowing is my small revenge to him. I mean, I feel like this is a good petty. No, you don't owe him anything.
You get nothing. You lose.
He threatened to call the cops on me for kidnapping, telling me Jess wasn't the only one. Bingo, just what I was looking for. And then he told me I was a stuck-up B-word and threatened me, and then he went back to begging me for forgiveness. Honestly, it was just whiplash reading through those texts. I'd be lying and saying that if those texts didn't hurt me and terrify me all at once, but I refuse to let them break me. As for both of them together, I don't think he's gonna stay with her. I think he blames her for blowing up our marriage, honestly. It's always interesting how they blame everyone but themselves. Who knows though, they deserve each other. I was initially okay to do a 50-50 split with Tyler for custody, but after his reaction, I don't feel comfortable with that, so I'll likely be going for full custody. Jake has about 30 days of leave he's saved up, and he's going to be using them to help the kids and I get settled at my dad's house, and honestly to be there in case Tyler tries showing up going crazy again. He's been such a big help to the kids and I lately, and I'm forever in his debt for this. Last night, after the kids went to bed, he hooked up his Xbox, and we played a game called Diablo 4 together to help me take my mind off things. It was fun. However, he did sort of confess that he always had feelings for me somewhere in the midst of things, but also told me not to say or do anything back. He understands a relationship or anything like that isn't on my mind and won't be for a while. He ain't wrong. But just that he's felt this way since we were teenagers and wanted to get it off his chest. Okay. Helpful info. I don't hate it. Is he cute? Someone who knew the writer of this story found the post and made a comment. Let's read it. Are you serious, Jade? Coming here and playing the victim, you disgusting fake human being. Not only that, but you expose yourself by telling the real names. Now everyone will know it is you in your entourage. You are so jealous and have a huge obsession with Kristen that you ruin your own life after all the mess you created. This sounds like Little Miss cheating best friend, if I'm not mistaken. It is obvious Toby never loved you, but just wanted to use you for his pleasure. But she wrote pleaser. It's important to note that the grammar sucks. Like, I'm sorry. It is important to note.
Do I have to spell it out for you?
If there's anything that will make me judge someone more, if I'm in a fight with someone, or like I'm like reading comments where there's like a tussle, it's bad grammar and spelling. I'm just saying. Like, at least edit your before you press send. There is nothing more easier to manipulated than a jealous freak who have an obsession with him. If he really wanted to run away with you, he would have done it a long time ago, but he lied to your face with the one big excuses ever.
I'm sorry, I'm not sorry.
I stay for the kids. Ha ha ha, you are the clown, not the victim. That's why even your own parents cut you out from their lives. You are such a shame as a woman, but also as a human being. You pretend to be friend and betrayed not only her, but your family and your own husband. Can't wait to hear what happened to you when more people will know around you. You will finally receive the treatment you deserve, specifically after wishing her to lose her baby. Karma will do his job now.
You can't tell that. Karma can only be portioned out by the cosmos.
OOP clapped back with, you told me to break up with him when I was 19 and you were engaged to another man. You never said why. You never said anything about him, because if you did, I never would have been married and you would have been cut out sooner. Also, no, I put fake names in the post to protect your identities, but if you want to blast yourself to the public, that's your choice, not mine. Ooh, I love it when the girlies fight in the chat. Ooh, ooh, tea. Okay, so we have one more update. Not much has happened, but here are the things that have happened. Tyler discovered the post and asked me if I was seeking divorce. I said I was. He apologized for losing his cool, asked if there was any hope for reconciliation. I said no.
Ooh, that's good.
I love how we only apologize once we see the post and once you realize that your actions have resulted in not only a divorce, but losing your children. We did have a conversation about the kids, and he'll be allowed to see them with supervision, to which he agreed to. I had another meeting with my lawyer. Nothing of major importance happened. Nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, has happened with Jake. He didn't take back his confession, but as I said, it's on the back burner for a long while. My kids' health and well-being take a priority over all else. Okay, I'm like, I don't hate it, but I also don't I don't know. Like, I don't hate it, but I also get that you need time.
You could have this at home and it would tell you what time it is.
You know? My dad's health is on a steady decline. He's now in the hospital with no release date in the immediate future. Please send over thoughts and well wishes his way. I do send thoughts your way. Good thoughts. Only good thoughts. I mean, this was posted almost 3 years ago now, but anyways, besides the point. My kids are adjusting well. We have a therapy appointment for them scheduled next week. My oldest has more questions than the rest, but I'm trying to save any big conversations for the therapy appointment, so I know I'm conveying the answers in a meaningful and the least harmful way. Also, my oldest made tryouts for the traveling soccer league, yay, and the baby's doing great. Things have calmed down a lot. Truly, I feel like I have a better grip on things. I've been putting most of my focus on my dad and my kids to keep myself busy.
Can't you see I'm busy doing important things?
OP does have a few updates that are lots of drama, honestly, lots of drama, but not really drama that I want to feature in the video. So if you're interested in reading the updates, I'll put the screen name that you can find all the updates under on Reddit. Well, OP, thank you for sharing. If you want to read those updates, check her out on Reddit. But I think that's it for today.
Subscribe!